There is this saying that says you gotta stop watering dead plants. And it's same as looking at our lives and see what is dead and still feeding it. So think about your life right now. How many things in your life feel completely lifeless? They're not inspiring, they're not exciting, they're not wonderful, they don't push you into incredible adventure, they don't make you go in for something big, they don't push you into any kind of exciting endeavor, but you're still focusing on it, you're still reading about it, you're still thinking about it, you're still fighting with them, and you're still paying attention to it every single day consistently just because it's a habit of yours. Just think about it for a moment. How many of this kind of energy robbers are in your life? This may be news, this may be certain social media accounts, this may be certain people in your life, this may be anything. I'm not saying just quit your job right now or just cut off these people, but it's about how much you allow them to affect you, how much you allow these things or these people to take your time, because what you have right now is energy. All you have is energy. You are energy, actually. And your physical body is like a vessel. It contains a certain amount of energy, and every single day, that's why you need to sleep, you pour this energy onto certain things, and then you need to fill that jar once again, right? But what we don't realize often is that we can do things that fill us up while we are doing them. And then maybe we need less sleep. Maybe we need less recharging because our path of life becomes more rewarding. So this is a complicated thing because we can't just cut things out of our lives. But we need to learn to look at our journey of life, at our future on a more long-term base. So we recognize, okay, this kind of people are truly draining me. I can't just cut them out. But I will envision my life the way that I will start to attract towards me more of this kind of people, more fulfilling people, people who have passions, people who have excitement, people who have same dreams to mine, people who have similar vision to mine. I will create a job that will give me this kind of emotions, that will give me this kind of excitement, that will give me this kind of energy. And I will come across information that will actually push me into growth, that will inspire me, that will fulfill me. And when you create this kind of an intention, you open up to these things. So it's easy to go through life the way you're used to, because that's what you're familiar with, that's what is driven by your subconscious beliefs. And it's very easy to do that. But when we decide, I will not water that plants anymore, I will not pour my energy into what's not sustainable, I will not feed what doesn't work, it means we need to consciously decide to kind of focus on something new and almost like start ignoring something old. We can do that for everything, but there's many things you can do. There's many things you can start ignoring. And for a certain period of time, you will feel almost like a bothering sensation because there's the absence of that thing, like the absence of fear, the absence of worry, the absence of whatever fed that old energy of yours. But eventually you notice you don't miss it. You don't truly lack fear in your life. You don't truly lack worry in your life. It's actually rewarding when you start focusing on something that feeds your life. And it's just very rewarding. It's very liberating. So notice how many times You come across something that just robs you of energy, and then whole day long you just can't stop thinking about it. It doesn't mean you should just you should never look into these things anymore, but notice how much you're truly let's say how much you're out of control when it comes to something that is not building your life. Like, you see certain negative news, and then your creative imagination starts thinking about, oh, how many people are suffering and I can't help these people, so nobody helps them, and governments are ignoring this, and so on. And you just go into this very negative loop. So is this wrong? No. Is this a real problem? Yes. But will it take you to a solution? Most probably no. So those who are truly building solutions, they see the same news, same events, but they don't go into a loop like that, because they don't pour their energy into problems like that. They stay in their center. So they look for problems not because they want to be fed by them. They look for problems because they want to resolve them. So they stay in their creative center. And from their creative center, they're looking at life, at events, at news. They interact with people, but they stay in their center. So the lesson here is, it's not necessary that you just need to ignore everything. It means know your center better. Know your center better. What does it mean? It means, can you sit just in your awareness without doing anything, without reacting to anything? And can you become more familiar with how your body feels, how this present moment feels? Doesn't matter what thoughts are present in your mind. Doesn't matter what emotions are present in your body. Can you just feel centered in your body, aware of your body, aware of your skin, aware of your environment? And can you just sit there for 10 minutes and notice that what you experience is peace? And that peace reassures you that something changed just because you've placed your attention back into your center. Now, a sense of peace will also open you a little bit creatively. So you will become a bit more creative. Maybe you will come up with your own solution. Maybe you will notice that you've wasted a lot of your time and you could invest it more consciously. So whatever happens, you notice you are in control. You're in control of how you're using your energy, how you're investing your energy, what you do with your mind and with your body. You recognize that you are truly, like, let's think about yourself as these three pillars. The first one is energy. You are energy, and everything you have is energy. What you feel right now is a certain degree of energy. If you look at the emotional spectrum, there's a certain degree of energy. Less energy you feel, most probably lower emotion will be more dominant. More energy you feel, a bit higher emotion will be dominant. But as long as we are focused just on the material world, our emotions are limited to what we get or what we experience physically. But when we raise our energy to more spiritual levels, emotions go even higher. Our energy goes even higher, more into bliss, more into wholeness and oneness. So there's not just pleasure and excitement and passion. We go higher. We go into bliss, we go into fulfillment, and we go into just oneness. So it's all energy. Then the second pillar is your mind. So mind is conscious and subconscious, and Subconscious is a mind of beliefs, mind of habits. So this is what runs you. This is what makes you automatically just focus on things and hold a certain beliefs around things and act, completely automatically, completely unconscious in autopilot towards certain things and lose your energy like that. But conscious mind is then, deciding. You can decide, you can choose to live a conscious life. You can choose to have intentions before you do something. And that leads you into subconscious reprogramming, because now you're creating a bit more of new experiences. You're consciously now orienting yourself towards new information, new knowledge, which means your subconscious is now receiving new data that can reshape that computer of yours, that incredible computer of yours. So your life can start showing you new things. But then there's the third pillar, which is action. What kind of action you take, how you move through life. Very important. And when it comes to awareness around what we feed and what we choose not to feed, it really comes to our action. We can have all the knowledge on this world and we can be in any kind of energy we want to be, but it's action then that truly determines what we feed and what we choose to ignore, or where we choose to stay in our center and where we choose to give our energy to something. So it doesn't mean giving our energy to things or to people or to whatever is bad. No, sometimes you want to heal someone, sometimes you truly want to help someone, sometimes you truly want to water certain plants, right? Sometimes you truly want to do your best at something and you pour your sacred life force into something outside of you, which is beautiful. It's your contribution. It's something that's very important and generous of you. But when it goes out of our control, out of our awareness, we start giving it to maybe everything, also to things that don't fit us back, or to things that are not so valuable in our lives. And that's where this awareness is very important. So what I'm giving you today is to become aware of your center. Sit down and just notice who you are. Notice who you are. Notice who you are beyond your identity, beyond this body, beyond your mind. And yes, it sounds so strange, but just sit with yourself. You will see there are thoughts, there are emotions, there's this body, there's certain pain maybe, or discomfort, and you are experiencing it. So who are you that is experiencing it? Who are you? And you will notice who you truly are is consciousness. It is awareness. And it's a stream of energy. It's a stream of energy. When you sit with that stream of energy, that energy feeds your body. That energy kind of pours into that jar of yours, into that vessel of yours. And then you physically, with your body, with your mind, through your action, you decide onto what you will pour this energy. So maybe a message is also stop pouring dead plants in your life, whatever that is. It's symbolic. We are poets, right? So it's a bit of a symbolic language, but it reminds us, hey, not everything deserves you. Not everything deserves you. Maybe all these problems that you see in your life, what if all these problems are actually the product of you walking around empty? Like empty cup walking around manifests more things to remind you to slow down and reevaluate everything you do. What if all the challenges of life are only reminding you that you are using your energy very unconsciously? What if the beautiful things that happen in our lives are the product of us doing something beautiful with our energy? And we experience these reflections back just to remind us what we've done, right? And here's a proof to that. I will share it from my life. So since the day I've started sharing this with all of you, Since the day I've started painting, my life started positively changing. I've started meeting more kind people. I've started, opening up to more abundance, and breakthroughs started happening, and very unexpected positive events started unfolding in my life. And I've noticed when I've started giving something beautiful, something helpful, something valuable, something that I'm passionate about with the world started giving me a lot of that back. So I'm not giving that to receive something. I'm giving that because I love to give that. But I've noticed more I'm doing that, more I am also rewarded for that. So it's like you plant a tree that will bear apples, and then one day you're rewarded because you've planted that tree is so happy that it gave you apples. It's similar to this. So feed things that make you feel alive, and eventually, cut things out of your life. Redirect your life towards something meaningful, towards something blissful, towards something beautiful and powerful and incredible. This is your power. Your power is to choose where you walk. And certain things are maybe more karmic. Certain things need to end, and you can't do maybe much about it right now. But still, if you're intentional, still if you return back to your center and you have a vision for what would be the best possible outcome, for the greatest possible good of all in that situation, you will be amazed how much more smoothly things will start running in your life. So stop feeding that plan. Stop believing beliefs. Stop holding on to beliefs that are limiting your life experience, and truly start studying information. Start studying people who feel more unlimited in the area where you feel limited. Because one way to change a belief is to replace that way of thinking for a new way of thinking. And you can't replace an old way of thinking with anything if you don't know anything better, right? So to change means to know better. And if you want to know better, you need to learn something better. So this is a message for you today. You're powerful, my friend, beyond measures, and you will manifest anything you see in your mind. You will manifest it. Firstly, you need to see it, you need to feel it, you will manifest it. But it's, once again, your energy. Where is your energy? It's your subconscious mind and conscious mind. What you believe, what you think about, what you do, action, how you move, right? How you move through life. Where are you moving? Are you moving towards more dead plants, or are you moving towards a completely new life, abundant life, healthy life, vibrant life? What it takes to get there? What it takes to get there? Ask yourself, because you have answers. You have answers. What it takes for me to create an abundant life? What it takes for me to create a healthy life? What it takes for me to meet the most loving and beautiful people? What it takes from me to do that? And you will notice, intuition will speak to you. Life will speak to you. You will receive answers. And then you need to listen to them. You need to trust them, and you need to move according to what you receive. This is it, my friend. I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in this scenery. Well, it's just after the rain. Like in your life, my friend, after the rain comes the sunshine. Look at that. That's the truth, my friend. That's the truth. But many times it depends on you when the sunshine will come, right? When you expect it, when you know it's there, when you know that a breakthrough is inevitable. Yeah, it is. I will leave you here. I hope you found a great value today. Another beautiful day. I've enjoyed in this. I want to say big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my artwork as well. I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and you will find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. They're like symbols that remind us of all these important things I share with you. So they help us to focus on what truly matters. Also join us on our Patreon community. I've just noticed that Patreon did an update which is live streaming. So I've decided that I will do weekly live guided meditation sessions where we'll be recentering, focusing on the vision of the future, manifesting the best possible life. So join us there. It will be powerful. I will post a schedule there as well when it will be happening so we can prepare. Join us there. Also join YouTube membership if you want to support this channel. And till next time, one love.